Hello, everyone. Welcome to Digital Tales from the Cutting Room Floor study website. This is just to give you a quick synopsis about examples. So, on this page, I have examples of digital content that I create as well as digital content that I use. Now, you can almost look at the two in two as one of the same, but it's taking a look at different sides of it. For example, I use PowerPoint, I use Weebly. These are digital content, they're digital platforms that I use. Now, with these digital platforms, I create. So with PowerPoint, I actually create presentations. So I share a presentation that I created. And with Weebly, that's this website. So this website is an example of digital content that I create. Digital content that I use, it goes all over the place. So one of the examples that I give is a numbers spreadsheet, and numbers is the Apple equivalent of Excel. And I talk about my budget. So I created the budget, so I'm sharing my budget, but at the same time, I use spreadsheets in order to make budgets. So it's twofold, but you're more than welcome to talk about things that you use in other ways. For example, I use a couple of YouTube videos in order to do a do-it-yourself project at my house. So you will see that as an example of digital content that I use. And at the same time, when I did my DIY, I took pictures along the way so I could document before, during, and after, more so during and after the project. And so that's an example of digital content that I create. Other examples, I have screenshots of my phone so that you can see the different art that appears on my phone, on the wallpaper and the screensaver, as well as the different mobile applications that I use. And then I take another peek at my books section so that you can see what books I have copies of. And even in the books, I have PDFs as well. So it's not limited to just books. So you'll see that as an example of digital content that I use and create within my phone. Online meeting spaces, I talk about the different online meeting spaces that I use. And why? It's just that simple. I'm going to keep scrolling. Almost done. And then at the end, I pull in an example of the digital content that I use in terms of podcasts and how I took that and shared it with my family because, yes, I learned a lot of things listening to the podcast in general, but these two episodes of the podcast I found to be worth sharing with my family. And I try not to overload them with a whole bunch of different things. So if I'm sharing something and saying, I think this is important. So I talk a little bit about that there. Now, if you have any questions about what is an example of digital content, you are more than welcome to give me a call or send me an email. My email address is Renee. No, it's not. It's rjordan13@student.gsu.edu. You can email me. I'll get back with you. You feel free to ask questions during the orientation or during your interviews. And hopefully I'll be able to answer them for you. Once again, rjordan13@student.gsu.edu. Thank you.